He's doing the cha-cha, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing the
Every time I
cha-cha.
think of this, I just think of Ben Stiller. Along came Polly. I
Ben
mean,
Stiller's your guy. That's always been your guy.
dude, I just feel like he's a dark horse. Like, and I've said that to you before, and you're like, he's not a dark horse. Like, everyone knows him. I'm like, yeah, everyone knows Ben Stiller, right? I know his family's legend. I know he's a legend. His father's a legend. He makes great movies, but I don't feel like his name comes up enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, he's not like Leonardo DiCaprio or,
Well,
he's
yeah,
not like
but
that. He's not that echelon.
you got like Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler. I feel like there's other guys that are always named before him.
Well, because
But
he's like a niche comedy, just like Rob Schneider. Some people don't like Rob Schneider, but some people find him hilarious. It's like, yeah, he's like a niche comedian. You gotta like his stuff. Like Jerry Seinfeld. People don't like Jerry. There's people that like Jerry. It's everybody's got their fix. But
yeah, it's true. It's true. But yeah, I don't know. I do. I love Ben Stiller movies. I think he's hilarious.
good for you, man. You Ben Stiller it up. Welcome.
Maybe I will.
Welcome to another
Maybe I
episode of
will, man.
Good Lies Golf. Me and Brendan here doing it.
We back.
We're back from our Christmas miracles and our little Christmas times that we had with our selective families.
How was it? How
And
was it?
it was just
Merry
great.
Christmas, by the way.
Merry Christmas. We just ate lasagna. Bunch of lasagna. Christmas Eve we had lasagna. Christmas we had lasagna. Italian style, just going big. And then yeah, a bunch of desserts, cookies, a couple little jaybirds. That's kind of it.
That sounds good, man. It sounds
Pretty
relaxing.
solid.
Are you a nog guy? You're an eggnog guy?
I'm not an eggnog guy, weirdly enough.
What?
I'm not an eggnog guy. I don't know. I've
I'm
never
big
been
on
into
it.
eggnog. I don't know, it's weird taste to me.
I love it, man. I'm
Sorry.
huge on it. My I like it so much. My wife realizes that I like it so much that as soon as it hits stores, like she grabs at least a half gallon with me, and it's just like constantly a half gallon getting refilled in the fridge throughout the season.
I'm really surprised like Cane's doesn't do some limited edition eggnog or something. I'm surprised like one of those fast foodie places around you doesn't have a.
UDF has like eggnog ice cream.
Ooh,
I
okay,
think they have a good
UDF.
eggnog as well.
Shout
So
out. This is
it,
a
yeah,
non-paid sponsorship by UDF, United
United Dairy
Dairy
Farmers.
Farmers. Wow, what an establishment. It's the gem of Ohio. It is like a beautiful array of gas station meats, smoothie shop meats,
Not a smoothie
milkshakes.
shop.
Sorry,
Ice
milkshakes.
cream. Ice,
Ice,
yeah,
you know what I meant. Milkshakes, excuse
milkshakes,
me.
malts. Yeah.
Malts. That was the word I was looking for. Brain
Yep.
fart. Malts, milkshakes,
Movie. Movie.
movies, movie shakes. I don't know, man. I'm losing my mind. But yeah, amazing place. And they have sick branded lighters that look like cows, and I always buy like 10 of them. The lady always thinks I'm smoking crack when I go in there because I'm taking 10 lighters. But they're just souvenirs, lady. I'm going to New
Yeah.
York with them. Okay.
It I found that they are one of the best lighters to have because especially, back in the day, you're at like, college parties constantly. You always knew if it was your lighter, if someone's trying to like snag it or something like or walk off with it.
There's no sticker,
Because
too. It's and
yeah,
branded right on the lighter.
it
Gotta
was
appreciate it.
branded. Although I feel like they may have started stickering recently, but
I don't tell me that. I don't even want to
yeah,
know.
I know, I know,
It's
I know.
terrible.
But yeah, you're right. You're right. So you always knew it was yours, and it's like there's no fucking way this person in Middle New Hampshire has a UDF lighter.
No,
That's
this is
not
mine.
me,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
good choices. Now, you made some good choices. You had Christmas week. You did some golfing.
a lot. Yeah,
You
yeah,
did a
yeah.
lot of golfing. You
I got
golfed
out
it
there,
out.
dude.
What'd
Dude,
you
we
do? Tell us what happened. Give us the spiel.
global warming happened, man. This is like I think my buddy and I we've gone out. Might have been 3 years in a row now. Um, around Christmas Day. So it's always been like 2 to 3 days out, and we got out at Christmas Eve this year. So that
Where'd
was
you
it,
go?
dude. 60-degree weather. We went out to Stone Lick, got that
Stone
off-season
Lick,
pricing. Yep.
where the bison
Back
roam.
where the bison roam, where the Penn Station Philly cheesesteaks and chicken teriyakis are made. You got your freshly cut, hand cut French fries and chocolate chip cookie delights. Mm,
Wow, the guy's selling the
Penn
gift shop right
Station.
now. Good
But
job.
nah, dude, yeah. So we went out to Stone Lick. We got paired up with a father and son duo. they were chill, man. You know, shout out to Jim, Bob, Andrew, and Tyler. Cody kept naming them all different names. It was a classic B-Law move where it's just like, I mean, I remember at one point, he was like yelling at one of the dudes to try to like ask him if he needed a club or something like that because it was cart path only. And he's like, hey, Bob, you need a 9 iron? Bob. Guy doesn't answer. He's like, hey, Bob, you need a 9 iron? Doesn't answer. And I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure his name's Jim. He's like, all right, yeah, Jim. He's like, yeah, 9 iron, all right. So they like did the handoff, that whole thing. I kid you not, like a hole later, Cody's calling the dude like Tyler or something like that. I mean, he just could not nail these dudes'
Sounds
names.
like Cody was
Dude,
smoking too many doobers on the
might have
golf
been too many
course.
doobers, little high nooners, you know, going after it a little bit. Because when do you get to golf on Christmas Eve in Cincinnati, Ohio?
Man bear pig,
Um,
baby. We're getting that global warming back. And
they call him a
so
bear.
so you
Yeah.
came in, was it like a
Shout out Al Gore, right?
was it 2v2? Did you guys like play skins against the son and the dad? What happened?
Oh, we did not. But you know, I was tracking, and I'll talk about them a little bit more here in a little bit. But I was beta testing an app and doing a little mono versus the field action there with a little bit of money in the pool, which was cool. But uh, besides that, no, Cody and I were just out there having a good time, you know, playing with these couple guys. We probably should have done, but we just didn't. We were just kind of respecting, you know, the day out there. Um, but it probably would have been a pretty good match because those guys were hitting the ball well, and Cody and I'd say we played pretty well too.
What'd you shoot?
I shot at 88,
You
and
shot an 88,
that
Brandon
was with
Lawson.
4 doubles and a triple.
Four doubles and a triple 88.
So
Wow.
I was hitting the ball really well. Uh, I couldn't make a putt go down. There was a point even, um, I felt like I was so close on 4 or 5 consecutive holes. I had a putt, you know, just come up shy every time, about 6 inches on like consecutive holes. We're walking off 9, and one of the dudes we were playing with, he was like, dude, you could literally take like you know, each of the last 4 to 5 holes, and I don't think you've put more than like 2.5 feet. I was like, I know, this is fucking ridiculous. Like I literally was on the verge of like having like one of those rounds to like, at least for me,
You
to
just
like remember forever.
couldn't put
I
enough mustard on the dog.
no, I know because and that place is it's been the case because I've actually played Stone like 3 out of the last 4 weeks. I've played there, so I just can't get over the hurdle of like knowing that place, the greens are usually lightning and they're rolling really well and true, but they're just a little slower than usual. And I just couldn't get over the hump of like, you just got to hit it because I kept thinking, man, these things are going to be fast. I don't want to end up 4 or 5 feet past. And now I'm like trying to
So that's
knock that down.
unfortunate that you made it. It's unfortunate in golf, and I think this is a good point, and I think it's good that you explain this because it brings up a good point. I think in golf you have these moments where getting there is the hardest part, right? And then once you're there, when you two putt or three putt, you hate yourself because you're like, man, I got there all day. I'm on the green in two or three. I'm
Yeah.
feeling good every time. Like I'm setting myself up, and then I three putt or two putt
Yeah.
or whatever it is. Those are the hardest days sometimes because you're like, damn, I'm so on. Like you said, 88, and you're on, and you short putted almost everything in the back nine. Like,
Yeah.
if you didn't, if you just would have gave yourself a little more or it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard to
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
have that when you've played so well all day to get yourself in the right position and then you just blow it on the
Yeah.
putter. Ugh.
Yeah, it was a wild round though. Like I walked away. I mean, I've shot better than 88. I mean, shit, 2 weeks ago I shot um not better than 88, but I shot a 90, but like comparatively, I think back and I'm like, damn, that 88 the round itself, like the vibe, the feel of it felt as if shot like 80.
Right.
You know what I mean? Compared to that 90, like I played so much better. I didn't score, but like I mean, right from the get-go, it was it was wild right from the get-go. pipe my drive dead middle of the fairway, hit a clean 9-iron to about 14, 15 feet, and then knock down the putt for birdie right off the bat.
Right.
And then second hole, I'm like, damn, dude, like I'm feeling like this could be special today. You know what I mean? Like I'm feeling really good. It wasn't just like I lucked out, you know, bladed something and then like dribbled something on
Right.
and made a putt. Like it was perfect, perfect, perfect. Like 3 straight. So I step up to the second hole, tee box, clean connection. I played it a little left because down the hole, the whole left side, uh, past the cart path just falls off. It goes OB. So if you want to miss, you want to miss right. I'm playing my natural cut, so I aim a little bit left down the left side of fairway, want to come back over. It just clips. There's this tree right on the front edge of the fairway. There's this tree that just overhangs just a bit, and it just clipped a branch, just dropped straight down. And this is a long ass fucking hole, so now I'm not even at the fairway yet, you know. So that's how the double started there. Third hole, that long par 3 over the water, hit a really good ball, or at least connection wise, but I just pulled it a little bit, ended up on top of the hill, hit a nice little chip, but it got caught up in the thick, wet rough. Ended up doubling again, and then boom, fourth hole birdie. So I went birdie, double, double, birdie.
You had it.
Um,
It was just like one little fine tune,
yeah,
and that
yeah,
sucks when it's like a blade
and
of
that was my
grass
whole
in
round.
between.
Yeah, yeah.
When it's a
Uh,
blade of grass in between a really good shot and a bad shot, and you just, you happen to go
yeah,
down the wrong road.
yeah. Like that chip on the par 3. It was one of those tough ones. Like that hole, the whole left side is like up on a hill, right? And then you get the water in the front, and then around. So I was up on that hill. So like on a normal dry day during the summer, peak conditions, you just want to barely hit that ball up into the air and almost let it land on the hill, dribble through the rough, and then roll out onto the green. I thought I hit that shot perfectly. It went bounce, bounce, dribble, and then it just hung up like 2 inches from the green.
Gets
So
caught
yeah,
up.
to your point, it was just like there were just little things there. So I went birdie, double, double, birdie, and then from there on out, I mean, I played basically bogey par golf with the exception of 9, where I went for it. It's a par 5, uh, and I went for it in 2 after a decent drive, put it in the water, stepped up in the drop zone, put it in the water. I went on to get 8 on 9.
That
So
sucks, yeah.
I tripled that hole. Uh, but other than that, man, I thought I played
Hey, man, still 88's a
thought I
great
played
day.
well.
And
Yeah,
then, so
Cody was balling too, so shout out to him.
you did that,
Yeah.
and then where else did you golf?
And then aside from that, so like I mentioned, I was testing an app. I got a couple guys that I know they're in the process of building out a golf app right now. Not gonna, spoil anything for them. We'll launch it, or they'll launch it when the time is right. But it is coming soon. So what they did was a little soft launch tonight, actually, with a bunch of our close buddies. So we went to Five Irons down in Cincinnati downtown. It's basically a bar, restaurant, golf simulator place. I
Classic,
mean,
yeah.
it's sick, dude. It's sick. They got a bunch of bays. They got like, your standard bar like games and shit like that too.
Yeah,
So we went there, did a little 9 hole to start. We played St. Andrew's Castle course. I was like, oh shit, I was just here. I know this course,
that's great.
which was wild. Thinking that. And then after that, we did a little long drive competition. We did closest to the pin competition, and then we finished it off playing another round of 9, but we switched it up. Um, so the groups kind of switched, and then we ended up playing Pebble Beach. So it was
Nice.
dope, man. It was dope. But I'm excited for this thing. Like I think it's a game changer, to be honest, for the golf industry. I'm not gonna say too much about it, but yeah, it's gonna be sick. What's up?
No, I think that's cool. We have a place out here called Birdies that's like that too in Patchogue up the island there. And it's like
Yeah,
multiple bays and golf simulator and a bar. That's really cool that they're starting to open these up. And
yeah,
obviously we'd all like to have one in our house, that's the dream goal. But they're
yeah, yeah.
so actually, funny enough, we all saw the announcement. Costco or Costco, excuse me, however you say it.
Saw this.
Costco is selling a golf simulator for $20,000 all in.
Worth
Comes
it.
with the rangefinder thing, comes with
Yeah,
the whole machine, the whole power thing, and the screen, the whole room. Comes with everything. 20 grand, you're all in. Golf simulator in your house.
worth it.
So, you know how many people are going
You
to
can
buy
play
that?
any course you want in the world, man.
Finance it up, baby. 0%,
Go for
12
it.
months, 2 grand a month, a grand a month. We're in there, baby.
Dude,
Two
that's what
grand.
I was saying. I was saying that to Gilman on the way back after the launch today because I was like, shit, man, we got enough guys that live locally. Like, if we all just threw in, like, throw me the money. Like, I'll get it built. Like, let's put it in. Like, you know what I
20
mean?
guys, everybody puts in a grand, and then you can come
Boom.
over whenever you want, drink beers, and use the golf simulator. Bam.
100%, dude. Like, why
We
is
just
this
cracked the
not
code.
happening more? I mean, I know there's guys out there that are doing that. Why isn't it happening more though?
Well, you guys are talking about it, man. You're in Ohio. Land is still affordable, unlike anywhere else
I
in the
want to
U.S. So
I want to
go
do it
go
on my
find some.
property. I want it at my house.
Oh man.
I'll pay 1,500. We'll take the 500 extra. We'll divvy it out
Well,
over
you have
the
a nice two-car garage, right? You can fit it in there.
no, the ceiling's low, man. Ceiling's low
Oh,
here.
ceiling's low.
But I'll clear out some space past the fence there. Drop down like a large shed type structure, throw in the track, man. Like we could do this, man. Guys, send me
Guys,
money.
send us money. We'll do this, and
Come
we'll
on.
video the whole
You can live
process.
through us
You can live
vicariously.
through
Come
us
on.
if you give us $1,000 each. If there's 20 of you, so just yeah,
Honestly, if we'll take $10 a piece.
yeah. We'll take anything.
We'll see where that gets us.
Yeah. Simulators are really kind of holding it down too. Like they're getting a lot sicker. They're getting a lot more
Dude,
accurate.
it was fun.
AI
It
is
was fun.
changing them. They're getting smarter. Those little devices
Yeah,
make
it
Top
was
Golf look
cool because
weird.
it would show you like, the different angles of which like your face was coming in, the ball flight line, the spin rate, the ball speed, you had your club head speed. Like so it was fun to like be able to swing, hit the shot, play the hole, and then also be able to like look over there and say like, oh shit, okay, like I hit a major cut or damn near a slice. Oh, that's why. My club face was open 0.6 degrees or whatever.
Right. And do you use putter there as well, or is it just like chip on and then
You
that's it?
can, you can. We were just, well, that's another feature that's kind of cool though. Is like you can customize it in the sense of like you can say, okay, any shot that's within 10 feet of the hole or 8 feet in the hole, whatever it may be, is a gimme. So like you can
Oh,
do
cool.
that because putting on a simulator is tough. Like I don't know
Yeah,
if you've
yeah.
ever done it. I mean,
I haven't
it's
putted
really
on
hard.
one, no.
Yeah. So we were doing if you made it on the green, it was an automatic two putt. If your approach shot or your chip or whatever made it on the green and it landed within a 10-foot radius, it was an automatic gimme. So like you never had worse than two putt. But in order to get, an automatic one putt, you had to make it in that 10-foot radius on your approach or chip. So,
Right. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, so it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it just made me want one even more, man.
Yeah, it really makes me want one too. Speaking of robotics and all that stuff, after robot testing, 46 golf ball models with a high swing speed driver set at 115 miles per hour, they found a 19-yard difference between the longest and shortest. Ian Poulter, of course, the troll of trolls, um, makes this statement. We all know Ian Poulter, the Guy Fieri of golf world. We
Yeah,
all
the
know
European Guy Fieri,
we all know his
Fieri,
beef.
Fieri.
Where actually, I'm really starting to enjoy this beef that's developing between him and Billy Ho.
Yeah,
apparently Ian called out Billy, said, "Hey, you tried to get into Live a few times and you're a bum essentially." And Billy calls him out and says, "Hey, blah blah blah, this and that."
Right.
Basically, essentially calling him a clown. Um, and now we got some beef. Now we'll see some barbecue fighting, hopefully.
Ooh, man. Be sweet if, we get a little KY jelly, get their shirts off, just see what
Mm.
happens from there. Uh, You're my boy, Blue.
So yeah, a little bit of trolling there going on between the two of them, back and forth on social media. It makes me laugh, and obviously we know Billy Ho is. This is funny because Billy has been like a big component of the PGA Tour and
Mm-hmm.
Mr. America and PGA, and this is
Yeah.
what it is, and for Ian to put him on the spot and say, hey, no, you actually wanted to be in Live.
You've tried to get in.
You've tried to get in the club that you've been shitting on for the last year. That's kind of hot news. And I'm not like trying to make a gossip about it, but it's kind of ironic and it makes you wonder, were there other PGA Tour players that come
That's what
off on
I
paper
mean,
like
that's what
they
I was
hated it?
thinking about. Yeah.
You
That's
think
what I
about it,
was thinking
John
about.
Rahm said originally no and blah blah blah. No. It's like, are they gonna get Rory? Like are they gonna get somebody crazy? And
No, I could not see that.
I know,
What a
I know.
weird, shitty spot he's been in, though. Like, that's for sure. Uh,
Yeah. They propped him up like a scarecrow and then kind of left him
yeah,
out.
yeah. No, I could never see Rory going, even like with what they did to him. I truly believe like he's so PGA. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah. And I
kind of
mean,
like
Monahan's
Tiger.
minutes are ticking. I feel like there's no way this guy can continue to be the
God.
leader of the PGA. I don't know.
Yeah, dude. He just like handled everything so poorly.
He
Like
handled it about as well as
there's like
LeBron handled the 2016 or 2014
announcement.
announcement or whatever it was. He handled it about that well. Let's put it that way.
I'd say it was even worse. I'd say it was
Uh,
worse. I mean, I can't think of one thing that I could be like, yeah, you know what? That was fair.
the whole thing was so dumb, and we said it
He
throughout the whole
looks like a
process.
weasel too.
He does. He looks like a weasel. You hearing us there, Monahan? We don't like you. Sorry. Sorry,
You
not
hear
sorry.
that guy? No, it's so true though. Um, yeah, live that'd be interesting. What was interesting is I saw, someone put side by side like a what if Liv played PGA, today, like what matchups would be, and that was actually pretty interesting to see because you would have like Rom versus Rory, you'd have uh Hovland versus Cam Smith, or there were some good matchups. Finau versus Brooks Koepka,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think there'd be and we're
Getting
gonna
John just like makes them leaps and bounds a better league. Not than PJ, but I mean like
now,
compared to
are
what they were.
people going to watch it more? Like how I want to know, quantify it for me. How many more fans is John Rahm going to take to Live? Like how many fans did they gain overnight by taking
Yeah.
John Rahm? Like personally, me, I'm not gonna go watch more Live now because John Rahm's there. I'm not saying I don't watch it. I'm saying I'm not gonna watch more Live
Yeah.
now that John Rahm is there. Like he hasn't drawn me to want to watch more golf. That's what I'm saying. Like
Why not? Dude, why not?
I don't know because it just doesn't. It doesn't. I don't. I, the PGA Tour and the Masters and all the majors are what's appealing to me ideally, and I don't. Like Live doesn't have enough prestige yet for me to get like all hyped up about it. Like it's fun to watch. It's cool. I'm not like dogging on the format or whatever it is. Like it is what it is. It's its own thing, and they set it up and it's entertaining. But it's not like I'm not in love with it yet. Like I'm not like I'm in love with the PGA Tour. I love seeing Sunday and the Masters, the music playing. And I love the little tournaments and I love how they set everything up. I love Jim Nance. Like I don't know, man. I love the PGA and I don't love Live yet. Like maybe in the future we'll love it or learn to love it or whatever. Live, let love. You know what I'm saying? But for right now, I'm not in love with Live as I am like I am with the PGA.
Fair. That's fair. All right. Because it's your opinion and you have it.
Yeah, basically.
So
That's basically how it
yeah,
works.
yeah, I don't know, man. I am just interested to see where like everything goes. The reason I said with Rom going over there just makes them better, like I was saying, to clarify, I'm not saying that they are better than PGA now.
No, 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 no. I
I
know.
just mean in terms of like talent, that just makes them so much better. There was something out there, it was like the players that draw the most media coverage and buzz and the best ratings as far as viewers. Um, it was like 6 of the top 8 or something were all guys in 2001 or so before going over to live. 6 of the 8 of those players were, guys that are now in live,
Right.
um, which is crazy. Which just means the most popular players essentially are now over in lives in terms of viewability.
But it has that made the viewership go up is kind of my question.
Not
Like,
really,
I want to
but
know. But they haven't been the prestige. They're new, they're young. Maybe they'll get some
yeah,
bearings.
yeah,
But maybe with the PGA Tour behind them, they'll have the backing to where people will want to watch them as a side event or an extra event. I don't know though. I just can't picture our 60-year-old fathers getting into this live golf thing. Like I think if anything,
no,
it's going to be younger generation's
they won't
game.
for sure.
And they're
Eh,
going to keep their legacy in the PGA and the champions and all that stuff. And then
yeah,
live will be for the younger guys coming up. And it'll also create, like we said, it's creating another market for golf. It's opening up another avenue for a very great golfer, let's say in South Carolina or Ohio or wherever coming up, wants to be a pro, can't make it into Corn Ferry yet, or can't do whatever. Maybe he makes it into Corn Ferry, can't make the tour. Maybe Live wants them because they have something special. It's like playing in Korean baseball, and then like the MLB calls you up, and they're like, "Hey, you want to play here?" And they're like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I want to play there. Make a lot of
yeah,
money."
that's what Kenny Powers did.
Yeah, and they're not going to not go. So I think, if what's his name, if this was like a baseball situation, and you had all these Japanese pitchers that are so desirable, and you want to take them over to the Mets or the Yankees or the Dodgers or whatever, be the same thing. You'd offer him a giant contract, $600 million contract, and you'd take him, and nobody knows who that guy is. Is he going to increase viewership? Who knows? But you just paid him $600 million, so I guess you'll find out.
Dude, that shit is insane. That's just so much money. We've already talked about
We
that
talked
though.
about it last episode that it's just like, I don't
Yeah.
think that they're going to financially recoup that. I think this is just like their battle and they're throwing all their eggs in a basket. And this is how they do that. They throw their money in. They're showing their bully power of, we have 600 mil to play around with. You don't think we have high powered attorneys? We have high powered lawyers. We'll put you in court for the next 30 years, PGA. That like, this is all just flex for them, so they can show and like, they're buying Formula 1 teams. They're buying all sorts of like soccer clubs and everything else all across the world, this fund. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like it's going anywhere or diminishing. It's only getting a lot larger very quickly. So
Right.
I think if anything, they're almost at the mercy of that. And now that they've taken all these stars, they have to play ball. PGA in time will make Live more prestigious if they keep Live around. If Live is truly around to stay, and they're going to make it a double format, and it's PGA here, all these Live guys only play majors, and the PGA Tour moves on as usual, and these guys still only play Live. I think as the years go on, those guys are going to miss all those other tournaments. They're not going to, playing in majors are fun, but I might think they miss waste management, or they're going to miss, like some of these crazy tournaments that have so much
The John
prestige.
Deere.
Yeah, I mean, not John Deere, but it's like these tournaments that have a lot of like fun and stuff. They're going to miss out on some of these. And so I think you're going to get this inclusion exclusion thing back and forth, but I think eventually if they coexist, you're going to have a system where Live is now getting investment back to PGA Tour financially with however many things they can, because they're going to be bleeding. Like, think there's no way they're going to have to create some financial incentive for PGA to give to Live to offset all these pays. But then all of a sudden they're going to probably ask Live finances to pay for some of these golfers' raises too, like bigger prize pools. Where do you think a bigger prize pool is going to come when the Live Golf and PGA merge? You think the PGA Tour is going to go back to their advertisers and be like, "Hey guys, let's get more money"? Oh wait, they just did that, and it turned out to be like a laughable moment for these advertisers. So it's like, why don't we know what they're going to do? They're just going to ask Live for more money to pay these prize purses and things like that. So why? My point is, why are we? What's the charade?
What's
Like,
your
what are we
point,
doing?
dude?
What are we doing?
What's the point, dude?
That's what I mean. What's the point? What are we doing here?
What are you doing here?
What are we doing?
I'll be honest, man. You lost me out there. You lost me.
I think I lost everybody out there. But my bottom line point was
What, man?
that if Live and PGA coincide and coexist together happily ever after, those guys are only going to play majors. Live will donate to the PGA prize purse for those majors and make them bigger prize purses, I'm sure. Provide more incentives, maybe do some collabing kind of things with their new TGL and the Live thing together. Maybe they do collabs with it because it's all virtual crap. I don't know.
Mhm.
We'll see. But I just coexisting, having two things together for eternity in the same way it's going now. I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I know the PGA is like what they have new investors, billions of dollars being pushed into a new PGA golf fund essentially, which is wild. A lot of those guys are investors too, or sports owners or sports team owners, and all sorts of avenues,
Yeah,
NFL,
I saw that.
MLB, which is kind of sick. So, it'll be interesting to see what they do in terms of purses. I think those majors will jump significantly. I mean, they have to. Um, but to your point, you know, money can't continue to be pushed out. It's been pushed the way it's been pushed out. It'll be hard for that to be maintained, even though it's essentially an infinite amount of money on that other side.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and it's just you can only burn cash for so long. And like we're saying, right? Like when Cam Smith went to Live, I didn't watch Live anymore. Like I didn't watch Live any more than I did before. Like I watched Live the same amount. Like every couple times I would go turn the TV on, watch Live, whatever. I wasn't watching it more because Cam Smith was playing. You know what I mean? And that was like their big grab.
yeah,
So, but you know what I will watch? I will glue my eyes to the television when Cam Smith is sitting in the majors. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like it's
no,
creating
I
more.
totally hear you, but
It's
at the
almost like
same,
it's creating more pressure on the majors now to watch because these are the only you only get 4 times a year to see these guys and these guys together
well,
in
yeah,
one place.
I mean, yeah, you have that additional storyline, um, but I will say also there's a big deterrent in that initial shock of, oh, there's a new league to golf. Like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't like the format. It's hard to gain that initial interest. Some people, like you have the guys that want to jump early, right? So they'll jump on that bandwagon and be like, oh, it's new, it's cool, it's fun, it's whatever. Then you have the older generation, and then sometimes guys that are like us that see a different format, and like we're just not sold on it immediately. So I'm interested to see, and like, does it become easier to watch just because I let my guard down and like say fuck it, man, like let's see what their tournaments are all about. um so I'm just interested to see if that like changes over time for more people.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I'm curious about that too. And like we were saying, I think the more that you make these like events more exclusive and 4 times a year these guys are playing each other, that's more money in betting, that's more money in advertising. Like they know this, right? Like so all these eggs are now being pushed into these 4 baskets for all the money, like these 2 leagues. So there's going to be a lot riding on all that. So with these new funds and all these new things and like you said the billionaire investment group coming in back in the PGA, that's going to be interesting to see what they're developing in these majors because that's really what they're going to sprinkle most of the money into. Like yeah, they're going to put tournaments money into other tournaments, probably waste management, they'll dump more money in because that's like their little bread and butter right now. That's like what's holding the PGA on to like fun. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
only
that's true.
that's their link to fun. Everything else is kind of dry and just boring and like golf, it's just what it is. It's
Mm.
not dry and boring for us, but for the rest of the world, it's dry and boring. But if you throw waste management in there, guys are throwing beer cans, anybody can watch that. Anybody can get into the game of golf. And that's
Yeah,
what we're talking about, right? Like
Briggs
we're
and Dahlman taking up the shirt.
Right, like we're talking about, like if you're a 15-year-old kid and you don't play golf and you watch the waste management on TV because your dad's watching it or something, or your cousins while your brother's watching it, like
It's like
you
that's
might
fucking
want to
wild.
play some golf. You're like, okay, let's go out to the driving range or whatever. So
Yeah,
I think it's those moments, and as they bring in these little, you know, things and incentives and things, you're only going to see more people get attracted to the game, like moth on a flame. You know.
Yeah, yeah, and I think like what I was trying to say is like I think it'll be interesting to see if there's more attraction for the Live League over time versus, what we've seen so far. And part of that is, with these players going over to Live and kind of depleting or diluting like the player pool or talent in the PGA, do we start to see not as fun or not as competitive rounds of golf in the PGA, and we're looking for that elsewhere.
I think
Like
you're just
I
going to see
feel like
different
part of
winners.
that's gonna, yeah,
You're just going to see different
good.
winners. You're just going to see different guys this year.
Or
You're
do
going
the
to
same
see
guys win more?
No, you're going to see less guys win more tournaments. I think because more guys that are no namers are going to have a better chance. Like you're going to have more of a chance. And I think not for nothing. I think the Asian golf community, Korean golf, Japanese golf, all these golfers coming out are monsters. Like I think some of these guys, I think there's going to be 4 Asian golfers in the top 10 at the end of next year. You know what I mean? Like, I truly think that there's going to be serious competition coming from that side of the world in the PGA. And I think
Hmm.
because of Live, they just opened up some doors to that as well and let in some more additional talent to come from that side of the world. And I think you're going to see a lot more inclusion. And you're going to see it rapid. Like you're going to see guys put down work this year. Sunjay Im, Mingwoo Lee, Tom Kim. You're going to see these guys crushing, like absolutely dominating golf this year. So I think
Yeah.
that's my hot prediction. You're going to see the league look a little different. It's not going to be but again, that's positive. That's what we want. We want inclusion or inclusion in the game. We want everybody to be golfing. So if some kid sitting at home and he's 12 years old and he's watching some guy that doesn't look like the old boring white guy golfer that has been there forever, and it's somebody that's more like him, you're going to get people getting up and playing the game of golf. So I think that as you introduce more like diversity to the game, um, more of
That's
these,
why that's why I started liking it. I mean, I remember watching Tiger Woods and just being like, that's me.
and that was you, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what you thought you were. I think that
Yeah.
was every kid in our generation. I think all of our millennial generation just got bit by the Tiger bug, and we all wanted to be Tiger Woods. I think it was like a holy shit. Even guys that didn't play golf, because I didn't play golf growing up, and I was still like obsessed with Tiger. I was like,
I feel
holy
like you
shit, he's
still
so
don't.
good. Like, yeah, yeah, I still don't. But as a kid, you're like, holy shit, Tiger Woods is so good. And I wasn't even a golfer as a kid. I was
Yeah.
just like, oh my God, this guy is such an athlete. But either way, I think the conversations is going to continue and we're going to find more developing, especially as the deadline approaches for them to figure all this shit out. So I think, we're going to see some answers. But just to cap it off, what we were talking
And if
about,
we
and
don't see him, we're gonna get him.
yeah, we're going to get them. But I think
Where is he?
we're going to cap off what we were talking about just to explain. I think like if you took the AFL, right, and you took a guy like Tom Brady and you took these stars, if you took stars out of whatever and you put them in the AFL, everybody's just going to start watching the AFL? Like no, like nobody watches the AFL, and I feel bad because it's like
Well, that's because those players aren't in there yet.
yeah, but guys work hard. But like, my point is this: would you watch like if they called up Santonio Holmes and
Dude,
Tom
if
Brady and like Troy
T.O.
Polamalu, and they're
Yeah,
like, "Hey, man, put them all on
I would
like
watch.
AFL,"
I
and
would
like,
watch that.
you
I
feel
would watch
bad. It'd
that.
be like watching the older guys box again. It's like I don't know, man.
But you watch it.
Oh, yeah, maybe, but I
You
don't know.
would.
Maybe it doesn't translate because I'm
Dude,
not.
if Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield boxed again, would you watch it?
Didn't they? I thought they did.
They may have.
I think they did
No, they
recently.
didn't. They
No.
didn't. I know Mike Tyson boxed a couple years
Oh,
back,
he
but
did something. Okay.
yeah,
Man,
yeah,
whatever. Nate Robinson. I don't know. Somebody, whoever's boxing these
yeah.
days.
Wait,
Well,
again with Mike Tyson.
did
But
you you didn't play any more golf, right? That was it.
man, that was it.
What did you get?
Yeah.
I got to end it out the episode here, ending out our Good Lies Golf episode. I got a new box of Pro V1X's B. What'd you
Ooh.
get, dude? What'd you get, dude?
Man, how long, first of all, how long do you think you'll even hold on to those?
About 1 week. No, what I've done now with my Pro Vs, I'm smart now. I will use the gator bait balls on all the bad courses, and when I'm playing a good round of golf with some good cats, that's when I'll take out the Pro V1Xs and waste them. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man, what did I get? I got yeah, we got a new place in town that's pretty close to the home. Um, and I got a couple free rounds for some indoor, inside, TrackMan golf. So
Woo!
I'll be hitting that when it gets cold and bad weather. Besides that, I did a elf, what is it? Secret Santa? No, Secret Santa
Yep.
gift exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And turned out I got myself. Everyone else had someone, so I just treated myself to Christmas Eve golf at Stone Lake. So
Nice.
that was it, man.
Great.
And actually, now that I mentioned that, I just remembered I actually also got a voucher for Stone Lake. So there we go.
So you're going to be the president of Stone Lick by
Stone
the
Lick.
end of the month.
Yeah, I hope
Cool.
so.
Cool.
Is that how it works?
Starting the new year, Brendan Lawson will be the president of Stone Lick Golf Club in Ohio. Call him for
I
all
appreciate it.
and anythings.
Thanks for hiring me.
Thanks for hiring him, guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, Brendan,
Well,
I
Ryan.
think that's it, man. I think that's all we got for this week. I think that's it. Another
Hey,
episode of Good
you know,
Lies. We're doing it.
Hey, we're still out there. It doesn't
still out there.
matter. It doesn't matter, but we're out there.
Whoever's listening, we're out there. We're going to keep golfing. We're going to keep doing this dumb podcast to entertain you all. We're going to keep it up.
Say that.
We're going to love it. You're going to love it. We're going to force feed this to you until you're all dead. So enjoy it. Merry
Oh,
Christmas and good lies golf to you all, and to all a good night.
Man. What if this was the video that aliens saw to figure out what
They'd be
what our
real
people
sad.
were like?
They'd be real sad.
Yeah, they're like, just move on. Go to the next planet.
Cheers,
Mm.
B.
Later, bro.